Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, girl. Hey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Knight, and I'm joined by my brother, Bo Knight. As always, we are the Knights of the Pageless Library, and today we're here to talk about the book, The Adventures of Tom Stranger, Interdimensional Insurance Agent. This is an interesting one. What do you think, Bo?
Let's talk about the other. So it's written by Larry Correia, who is the same person that did Monster Hunter,
Correct.
and it's narrated by Adam Baldwin.
Is he A. Baldwin, like from the Baldwins, the Bowers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he is, because it made a big deal about when I was looking at reviews. It was like Adam Baldwin is amazing in this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track.
Oh, that's okay. And this is an Audible original right now. You can get it if you have Amazon Prime, which you should have, and you're an Audible member. You can get this book and a couple others for free this month.
Yeah. Yeah, and so this book was written it was published in May of 2016. So it's not super old. It, as Bo said, it was written by Larry Correia. And yeah. Is there much more to say on that?
It's $9.99 too if you wanted to buy it. It's about $10, and it's pretty short because I mean, this is a turbo episode, so it's only 2 hours long. It is very short. I listened to it in like an afternoon. It's very short.
Yeah, it is definitely a very short book. So this one, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say this is an easy listening book. I think you do kind of have to pay attention when you listen to this one.
It's kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know. I don't know what to get into without being too spoilery. But there are a lot of things that happen in this book that make no sense, but that's like part of it.
So this book, I would say the genre of this is strictly comedy. This is
it is a comedy book.
Yeah, and it is, without being too spoilery, I will just say it's like an over-the-top comedy book.
It's kind of like a Austin Powers, but a book.
Right, and I mean this one is we'll kind of get into it after the spoiler wall. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say for my recommendation that if you can get it for free, go ahead and give it a listen. Short, it's a quick one to listen to, but I would definitely not pay for this one. Not at all.
Oh no. For me, if you like Larry Correia, listen to this. Otherwise, I think you should stay away from it.
Really, you don't think it's even worth the 2 hours?
No,
huh?
I think if even if you got it for free, it's not worth it. If you like Larry Correia, listen to this.
Okay, so when it'll be kind of maybe after we go past our spoilers, but for me, I did not like it at first. I actually was like just cringing the entire time. But when I basically let go of my ambitions, and once I realized this book is just silly, that's all it is. It's just silly, ridiculous humor. Once I just took it for that, I actually found myself enjoying it a little bit at parts.
Okay, fair enough.
Which might come as a surprise to you.
I don't want to talk about anything yet because like all of my feelings are really wrapped up in the story itself.
Yeah, and so that's true. I mean, well, I'll go ahead. I guess we can just go ahead and say this is our spoiler alert. So if you want to go listen to it, you got our recommendations. Bo says don't even bother. I say if you can get it for free and you got a couple hours, go ahead. But other than that, I would say do not pay for it, and maybe even listen to it. So
most
on like
of you could just stay and listen to the podcast and don't have to leave.
Yeah, just most likely, yeah. Just stay. We'll pretty much sum it all up, and yeah, then you can just know exactly what happened in it.
So this book it's told from like a perspective of like a narrator, right? Like it's like somebody telling you the events that are happening, and then sometimes it hops into first person of Tom Stranger of the insurance company, and sometimes it like jumps into somebody else's perspective, and then sometimes it gives you like a third, like over the like looking down on everything that's happening.
So for me, and this might not ring true with you, the best comparison I have to this, and this is far over the top, but I feel like it's almost told in a similar way that like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
So if
It is a lot like that.
yeah, so if anybody's like listened to that or heard that or whatever, read it, it kind of bounces around perspectives, and it has a narrator who bounces out every once in a while, tells you what's going on, and then sometimes in first person of this guy, sometimes in first person of this guy. That's pretty much what this does too, and that's how I kind of took it as a similar style.
So the whole like storyline of this book is that Tom Stranger, he's like completely average. He's just average in every way, except for he is an interdimensional insurance agent who has to like he has clients all through a bunch of different dimensions, and so he's like constantly going through different dimensions and like doing the most ridiculous shit you could even think of. And because there's basically no rules and no laws in this world in this place. Anything
Yeah,
can happen, it seems
and
like.
and that's just it. It is back and forth between dimensions, and it gets a little ridiculous. And the book opens up kind of on this alien race is like killing humans basically, and it's right off the bat you could tell it's over the top because this guy is like giving his report of what's happening, and he's talking about these one aliens, and then you know what those ones do? They whatever he says, they eat your balls or
Yeah,
whatever.
that
Like
is
it's
exactly, dude. That's and then, yeah.
and
It's,
so from that point I was like, okay, because to be honest, I didn't find any of that funny. Like
and that's a lot of the issue I have with this book is it's not funny. It's just not
no.
funny. And
So
I get it, but like a lot of the like self-aware, this book's full of memes is just like, okay, you're trying to be hip, but it's not working for me.
well, and that was the thing about it is like if you're gonna go over the top, that's fine. Like I can find humor in over the top stuff, but this to me, it was also like a pop culture circle jerk.
Yeah, that's basically all it was.
Yeah, he was just like calling out pop culture references
And
left and right.
memes, like constantly
Oh yeah,
memes.
that was
Like
bad.
in the beginning when he's talking about this alien lord that's invading them, and he's like, he was covered in Garfield tattoos, his evil god. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my god, shut up. Why?
exactly. And I didn't think that was funny
But
at all.
one thing I do like about this book is like because they have like this crazy fight, right, to get up to the alien ship, because Tom Stranger shows up and he's number one in customer satisfaction, so he's willing to do anything basically to
Yeah,
fix
and
insurance claims.
the people who are getting attacked are covered under
Yeah.
stranger and stranger insurance agency. So they are his client basically.
And he like busts into he like kills 1,000 aliens, and then he like talks to the alien god, and like they exchange insurance information, and then they like go to court with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I mean,
The
I
Chuck Norris thing, I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. And his nemesis shows up. What is his name? I can't even remember.
uh oh my gosh, how unprofessional of me. I can't remember either. I will be that guy and I will look it up. You can keep talking and I will have it in just a minute.
Yeah, I mean, they like go. I like that part. I like the parts when they make him like a real insurance agent, like he's doing something he would actually really do in real life, which I thought those parts were good.
Yeah,
But
and it was kind of funny. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying is once I once I realized what pace they were setting, and once I realized, okay, it's just gonna be insane. It's basically Larry Correia sitting at his keyboard, just like, okay, what's the next thing that is relevant but is ridiculous? So like that, and then Chuck Norris comes in. It's like, oh man, yeah, that's good, Chuck Norris. Like, once I realized that's the pace they're setting, I was kind of like, meh, okay, I'll just let it be that. Instead of cringing at every single reference, I'll just let it be that.
So the whole book is basically that kind of stuff. But the one thing that I think is so unforgivable about this is like that the person who is like able to make this interdimensional travel reel and all the weapons that Tom Stranger uses is Larry Correia. He like is in a different reality. He's like the leader of this massive corporation named Korea Tech, and he like makes himself out to be like a god. And I know he like pokes jokes at himself because he's also his same crappy self in the book too. But I thought that was dumb. I was like, come
Yeah,
on.
so Tom Stranger meets Larry Correia at
Like Comic-Con or something like that.
like Comic-Con type thing. He meets the real Larry Correia there. And as soon as I heard that, because when he's talking about Korea Tech, I didn't realize.
But he makes it sound like it's a country. It's like Korea Tech. Like he makes it sound like that on purpose. And he even talks about Korea.
But he doesn't say that the guy's name is Larry Correia, who runs Korea Tech. So once I realized this is like a cameo for him,
yeah,
I was not impressed. I did not like that part.
And I think that is why this book is like you shouldn't listen to it. It's because of that. Because I mean, you could be as ridiculous as you want, but why did he have to shove himself into the book twice?
Well, and that was just it. And like you said, he was making fun of himself at first at the comic convention. He's making fun of himself, which okay, fine.
But you know what? You know who he reminded me of when he's talking about himself? Owen from Monster Hunter.
Exactly.
He literally acts just like that.
Which he looks nothing like that.
Yeah, no, he's just this fat bald guy.
Yeah, and in all his books, his main character usually is some big, burly, brutish dude, but has like his beliefs. You know, they love guns and they're Republican and all this stuff. But
one thing I will give this book though is that the action sequences are pretty good, and like the final fight with his nemesis is actually it's kind of good and a little funny.
And kind of funny. That's exactly what I mean.
The book is it's humorous, but I just think like him writing himself into it for no reason, and that like and it not really being like laugh out loud funny, being like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like you just being like, what? And Snoop Dogg shows up, okay, well, and now they're talking to a manatee, okay. So like, it's just all over the place.
And that's kind of what I love like slapstick comedy, but this is too much. It's like the Itchy and Scratchy show from The Simpsons. Like,
oh, yeah, exactly.
Whatever's the most ridiculous thing that can happen is what they're gonna do, and I'm not a huge fan of that because I think that's, you know, I don't know anything about writing, but I would say that's almost easy writing because you're not even trying to be clever at that point. You're just taking, like you said, he's basically just taking memes and smashing them all in here because they're relevant right now and making it.
The only real writing he's having to do is like these fight scenes, and even then, like I feel like he's just drawing from his experience writing like Monster Hunter and Hard Magic and all those other things. Mm-hmm. And so it's not really like Larry Correia's not doing anything new or interesting here.
Right. That's why it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I don't know, maybe he just got bored writing some, you know, more serious books, and so he decided. What was he writing that's serious?
I feel like I've listened to everything.
You know what I mean? Like, this is just like his, I don't know, him kind of venting, like,
okay,
doing something different.
We got to wrap this up. We're running out of time.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's right. Turbo episode.
15 minutes or less, everybody.
So, okay, so he meets Larry Correia. They go through some little insurance thing on that, you know, have a little fight scene, kind of funny. So then his nemesis shows up because he realizes his intern that he's with is not the intern he's supposed to have. So he goes to rescue his real intern from another insurance agency, and it happens to be where his
dude. I think we can't talk about this. We only have a minute.
Oh my god. Okay. All I know is basically the one fight that he has with his nemesis where they're like jumping dimensions and they jump into a dimension that's ran by the 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that part is pretty funny when they're both like, nobody deserves this.
And both of them, even his nemesis is like, hey, Tom, you know, take us to another dimension. And Tom's like, yeah, okay, let's go.
They're both like, neither one of us wants to die here.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that
we
was
got
actually
30
pretty
seconds.
funny. All right, so you guys kind of heard what we said about it. There's really, I mean, we didn't even really talk about the story, but you should kind of get it that it's just a slapstick.
It doesn't even matter.
Right. It's not even that funny of a slapstick comedy. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs sideways and a thumbs down.
It gets no thumbs for me.
Oh, wow. Not even a thumb. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. No thumb for both. So quickly, what are we doing next?
Next time, we are looking at This Dark Endeavor, which is it's like about 8 hours long. I don't know who writes it, but it's pretty good.
It's Kenneth
not good.
Opel.
I have an opinion.
It's Kenneth
Hell
Opel.
yeah.
So look out for
yeah.
that one next time. That'll be our next full-length episode that we come out with. So yeah, hope to catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, please send us some hate mail. Check us out on Facebook, Knights of the Pages Library, the page, Twitter at Knights of the Pages Library. What's the email?
kotpl.pod@gmail.com.
And please send us some hate mail. Okay, we're out. Bye.